joining me again. Got a little project on today, something I've been waiting to see if I could use, and that is these Techno welding rods. Now, aluminium welding, TIG welding, it's something that I haven't got a TIG welder. I'd love one, but I haven't got one. But these little things, they're 30 quid a pack or thereabouts. They're quite expensive.
If you pop onto Amazon, I'll put a link in. These ones are slightly better reviewed and a bit cheaper.
But I'm hoping for a job like this, they might be perfect. What I'm doing, I've got a nice big aluminium sheet, which I want to put these fancy edging trims on. Now, it's front facing, it's seen, I don't really want to rivet it if I can help it. So I thought if I could use this sort of thing to tack it to the back plate. So what I've got here is, just put them clamps on. I've got these really nice aluminium trims which have got like a bit of a L shape to them. We've got the sheet, they're going to go straight on the edge there. We've got a 45 degree at the bottom there. And I've done these in such a way that I've got a little gap, just a tiny little gap there, so that when these come together at the bottom, I've just got this nice little gap that if I can use one of these rods and fill it, it's going to be really strong, it's going to be a really nice finish. Who knows? Who knows? I've seen these being used. I've never had a go myself. You use a torch, blowtorch. I've got MAP gas in this, which is a little bit hot. It burns nice and hot. So hopefully we won't have too many issues with heat.
This was a demonstration on Dale's garage, and you can see the results he's getting. He's heating that through. It's going in nice. Get a nice clean weld. You can fill these holes with them. So nice solid weld there. I'm really hopeful that I might be able to get a decent finish on my job. Pretty strong as well. Look, you can give them a right good whack. It seems to have stuck.
Let's get the pack open and see what we get inside. I don't think these are very big, to be fair. I mean, the packet's really small, so I'm not expecting massive amount of welding to be carried out. The first thing is how do we get in the packet? That's a good one. Maybe with a standing off. I've got one somewhere knocking about. Here we go, let's have a look. Can we get in there? How are these held together? I think just sellotape across the end, looking at that. It's just a little sleeve.
I have to say the packaging on these is pretty poor. I mean, it's really cheap.
And we're in. What do we get for us £30? Well, what we do get is an aluminium brush, which is nice. Not aluminium brush, it's a stainless steel brush for the aluminium, just to give it a scrubbing and just rough up the edges so that it gives it something to stick to. We've got Techno Weld, the revolution in aluminium welding. So that's that. We've got a flip it out, got instructions, all this nonsense, and what else we got here? Another. This has got pictures because I can't read. Yeah, it's just giving you a little bit of more information. And then we have the rods. Oh, what's going on here? We've got a funny looking one. Well, God, you don't get many, do you? I thought you got 10. Okay, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rods and a whatever that is, like a funny looking thing. Okay, so I don't even get 10 in here, I don't get 5.
That's the face of a man who's just had his pants pulled down.
Okay. So brush clean, then heat to 380. Do not heat the rod in the flame. Check the temperature with the rod. If it starts to melt, the rod, agitate molten pool with arburator. Oh, that's that thing then. Oh, so you just okay. Building up. After steps 1 to 4, heat rod directly to build up. Okay, yeah. Jointing. Heat both parts. Yeah. Okay, all right. So it's all pretty straightforward. So we've got us 5 little tiny rods. There ain't much to them, is there? There's not a lot to these. They're just like little dinky ones. They're about 20. I'd say 20 centimetres long, something like that. In fact, I'll tell you exactly how long they are. So we've got the tape measure there. That was a good guess, wasn't it? Yeah. Oops. There you go, look. 20 centimetres on the tape. Right. Okay. Not a lot to waste. We've got to be a bit careful with what we're going to do, because I was hoping to fill either side, one here, one down that end, and then tack from the underside to see if we could hold this all together. Let's see how we get on. I suppose I better peel this back a bit more so we don't melt it to the aluminium. Right, so let's just set these corners up and get them absolutely perfect where we want them to be. Actually, I'll scrub it from underneath first. So using this stainless steel brush, I just take these off a second, and if I just rough up the surface where it's going to come to, and if I do that all the way along where it might run to on here as well, down the back, and again on the underside where this is going to come in and touch that one. Okay, and the big one as well.
This is all brand new material, so there's no grease and oil and stuff on it. It is very clean, so I'm not too worried about that side of things.
On the end there. And same on this end one here. Down the back of that one. Right, okay. Well, that wasn't too painful, so we're all agitated on there. Let's just get these clamps lined up again. Let's see where we are. Try and get this absolutely perfect where we want to line it up. We're good to go now on this whole corner here. I'll just make sure that's way out of the way of the table underneath, so we're not getting that too hot. And let's give it a go, see what it looks like. Let me bring you in close right while we do it.
A little bit of a change of plan. I'm going to start with this edge here and just tack that in place, and then I shall go for the corner. We'll try and get some heat into this. This is where I'm struggling a little bit. I've got that blowtorch on full blast, and I'm trying to heat this sheet, if you like, just that corner. But the aluminium, it's dissipating the heat away really, really quickly, which is what it does. It's a great conductor, and I'm struggling. You can see from that I'm able to get heat into the L sort of section, but the sheet itself, it's really struggling to get some heat. It's kind of just wanting to stick to the L section and not into the main sheet. It's almost just sitting on the top. I'll keep at it though. I'm going to keep heating it. I'm going to keep going, just see if I can get a bit of warmth into that and get it to stick to it. I've been heating this now for a good 5 minutes, and it's just starting to, or it's appearing that it's starting to melt. There we go. I'll keep the heat on the base here and just try to use the agitator. Here it is. We'll get this agitator in there and just see if I can just finish that off a little bit better. Just see if I can get it to stick in a bit smoother.
looks quite nice, doesn't it? And I'm sure we get more going on underneath. If I flip this over, we should really be able to get at it from the underside, hopefully. Let's let that go off again. It's quite neat though, isn't it? It's not bad, and it doesn't use a lot of rod. I mean, that, like it says, just took the end off that really to do that little bit, which is quite nice. Let's flip the whole thing over. If I can just tack along the edge, just so we know we've got it tacked all the way around, then I can probably go at it a bit more with, you know, knowing how much rod we've got left. But let's try that first. Let's tack it in round the edges and see how we get on.
So this is where the kind of limitations of this product really sort of come to a head. Trying to get the heat into this sheet with a MAP gas blowtorch, it's just so difficult. I can heat up the L shape, the edging trim. That seems to be able to get heat in it from the other side. I can get some heat. It's a little bit thicker, so it's retaining heat in a spot. The actual sheet itself, I'm touching that on there, and it doesn't appear to be taking to it. It's melting onto the edging trim, but it's not melting to the sheet. It looks like it is in places, and at first I thought it was, but it's not. It's just sitting on the top of the big sheet. It's just taking too much heat out of the joint. You can see there. Look, it looks like it's melted. It looks like it's taking, but all it's done it's just molten to the outer trim and not to the sheet itself. And I've had this on here for absolutely ages, trying to get some heat into it. And here you go, look, it is starting to melt, but it's not actually, it's more just tacking it. It's just not actually bonding to the metal underneath.
That's nice, that's pegged in there, well.
As I'm doing it, you see, I'm thinking it's going to grab it. I'm thinking it's going to take, but well, we're just struggling. We're really struggling getting the heat in, and you'll see in a moment another issue that I have, which is all going to come to the forefront. This is where we're going to get a big problem on this big sheet now. As I'm heating that, look, you can see that lifting. See how it's warping up?
Yeah, it's just warping it up. It's warping it up. So for the big side, I'm going to have to pop some rivets in. As soon as I heat it, it's twisting. The clamps are not really sufficient to keep it all together, I don't think. If I get too many too close, then it's going to really struggle to heat it again. Let's see if I can get one in the middle there without it buckling up too much.
Straight away, look, as soon as we're heating, even on that short section, you can see that just warping up, and if I actually touch that with the welding rod, it would get under it and just leave you with a right mess.
Nice, even on that shorter gap there, it's lifting. So I'm going to have to pop a few rivets in, especially on this longer side, and then yeah, go from there. So it works well on the angles, but when we've got such a large surface area of sheet, it's just taking the heat out of this too much and just lifting it. It's a real shame, that is. So we found its limitations as far as size of a project goes. You can't get the heat into the material with the MAP gas and the blowtorch. This huge thin sheet has got too much surface area in it, and it's just pulling the temperature down. But we did manage to get this end. Now you can see it's because I was heating it so much from the underside, it's blobbed up on the top. So what I'm going to do is reheat this, try and smooth it back down again, and just finish off those little bits, make them nice. So yeah, let's see if we can just get this finished off nice. So we've got these corners all looking lovely, and we've riveted this plate to this now. So yeah, it wasn't as clean as what we hoped, but it is what it is. You know, that's what we wanted to try for, to see if we could find out, well, whether it would be able to do a project like this. But no, smaller materials, smaller work, not a problem. But not this kind of huge surface area. No good. Let's finish this off.
So I get back at it with the heat gun again, and we'll warm this corner up, and I get this little agitator, and it is quite a handy little tool. Once you get the heat into it, you can see there, look, it starts to, you can push it around, you can smooth out any bulges, any lumps that you've created, and make quite a nice finish on it. I think I definitely need a bit more practice, but as a first time effort, it's not too bad. Not the right project for it though, definitely not. Far too much, the big flat sheet is just dissipating that heat away from the area where you're trying to get some warmth into it to get it to melt. It's a real shame, like I say, because it would have looked really nice if I had it work, but these definitely won't replace a TIG welder.
And then we can file this if we want to just make it a bit neater. That looks quite nice. We can paint over that. No gap. It's going to be strong. So yeah, like I say, for what it's all about, the size of the project. I've got a few more rods left, so I'm sure I can stick some more stuff together if I need to. But I'll make sure that it's a smaller project. Filling holes and stuff like that is going to work really well. But for something this size, I knew I was pushing it, but yeah, they're not really suitable for that. But they are impressive. They are impressive. To look at these finishing these nice edges off, filling gaps, filling holes in tanks, alley tanks and stuff. They'd be absolutely brilliant for that. So yeah, thanks for watching that one. I thought I'd try it. I'll put a link in the description if you want to buy some of these rods. If you've got an idea and you get on better, drop me some comments. I'd love to know how you've got on with these and what you've been doing with them. Yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.